Okay, traders, if you found yourself in some form of a financial debt, I want you to implement the principles and the processes, the mindset I share in this video to help you dig yourself out of the debt. Now, typically, if you're finding yourself in some form of a financial debt, it's an indication that you're valuing other people's products and services more than you value yourself. And what's happening is that the moment money comes into your bank account, this is you here, what's happening is you're taking a portion of that and you're spending it on a product or service or something else that is of someone else, and you have a value. Maybe it's on clothes or shopping or a new watch or expensive dinners or holidays and travel, and you're valuing those things, for example, more than you're valuing saving a portion of that money. So the moment money comes in, you see more value in going and spending it on those other things. Your money is going to transfer to those other things. And at the end of the month, you're going to have less money in your bank account, and because you've spent it on things that you value more than saving and investing. So a principle that if you're finding yourself in financial debt that you need to start implementing into your financial practices is, number one, saving at least 10% of every dollar that comes into your bank account. And really what this is about is valuing yourself first before you then go and put money elsewhere. Okay? So every individual, even if they're in debt, needs to start doing this, because what you start to do is you start to change the thought process and the behavior that got you in debt in the first place. And what you need to start doing is you need to start valuing yourself to a higher degree, and you need to start paying yourself first. Pay yourself before you pay anybody else. Okay? So this is idea number one. The moment money comes in, you need to take a portion of that, at least 10%, and save it, put it into a cash account or savings account that you don't touch, and it's there accumulating, and the more and more it accumulates, the more and more you show yourself that you value yourself, and you raise that state of financial abundance in your life. Now, the second idea here to start paying down the debt is you need to change your perception towards debt. Many people get angry at the debt, right? You've got some sort of a financial burden, and angry, understandably, you've got some sort of financial burden, but you want to start seeing debt as accountability as opposed to some form of a thing that's weighing you down. You want to see it as accountability. Now, if you have a service-based business or a product-based business where you get paid in direct proportion to the amount of value you put out into the economy, then you want to transform each of these forms of debt into units of service. Let's say, for example, you have a debt of $10,000 and each unit of your service is worth $1,000 profit. That's what you make at the end of delivering a product or service. So instead of seeing this debt as a form of financial debt that's weighing you down, you convert this financial debt into 10 units of service, right? And that's the accountability you have now to go off and serve 10 more individuals and help 10 more individuals with their problems and their goals, helping them get that sort of outcome. So instead of seeing the debt as this $10,000 that's weighing you down, you now see it as a level of accountability and a drive to go off and get 10 extra clients or to help 10 extra individuals overcome their problems and achieve their goals. And now you have a very much healthier perspective to that debt, and now it's accountability to go off and help more individuals. Okay? Now, if you're trading or you have more of a zero-sum business, you want to see your debt as accountability to your processes. Okay? Now, let's say, for example, again, you have a $10,000 debt, and you know that on average you've been returning, let's make the numbers very simple. On average, you've been returning, I'm going to exaggerate these numbers just to make my math easier, 10% per month. If you're doing that, that's excellent, but by no means is that a benchmark, and you should be doing that. It's quite high, actually. So you know that you have a $10,000 debt, Now, you don't want to push yourself into outcome-based thinking, but you're doing the math, you're running the math, and you're saying, all right, if I had $100,000 in funding, 10% would help me pay that off, okay? Or maybe, for example, you're making 5% per month, then you know 20% return uncompounded will help you pay off that debt with a $100,000 account, or 10% of a $200,000 account. So you're understanding the underlying math behind it. And then what you see is the debt now is accountability to helping you accomplish that goal and a driving force to accomplish that goal. So you understand what's the process behind having a 200K funded account and making 5% on that. Okay? And the process is 1, you need to have an edge. 2, mechanical trading plan. 3, use the Bulletproof Your Mindset tool to ensure that you're focused on process-based thinking. And 4, structure your life so you can consistently do number 2 and 3 every single day. And then you go for a $200,000 account. And what you're doing is your debt is now accountability to sticking to the process. Every day, relentlessly executing on the process. So I encourage each of you, if you're in financial debt, to not see it as a bad thing, to not see it as something that weighs you down, but to rather see it as accountability to the process that's going to help you get the outcome. Okay? And I've worked with quite a few clients who are in financial debt, and a lot of the times it's great accountability to really leveling up themselves as individuals, in business, in finances, in life. So don't see it as something that weighs you down. Use it as a driving force to hold you accountable to the proven processes that are proven to make you money. Okay? And sometimes maybe you may even add in an intermediate part-time job or a full-time job to help you get the extra income to pay down the debt. But really see it as accountability to the process. Okay? And by no means, and you may be thinking, why are you putting extra accountability? You have to start saving as well, at least 10%. So you need to factor that into your math when you're calculating it. Because the reason you're in debt in the first place is because you're not valuing yourself more than you value other things. So if you don't address this underlying root problem, then you're going to find yourself back in debt again. So start saving at least 10% of your income, and then use your debt as accountability to make more money to pay down that debt. Okay? If you found this useful, share it with trading communities, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for the final day of the Trading Psychology Mastery series. We'll speak soon.